Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about FA Metalfoes for the common and rarity format, right? The common charity format. This deck is probably the most popular deck currently being played in the event, as well as just in general. This is very popular, and the reason for it is because of this card, Hang On Mock. Let's talk about this card before we talk about anything else. This card gains attack equal to its level times 300. Now you can manipulate its level with all of the FA cards, which stands for Fast Athletes. It doesn't, it stands for Formula Athletes, but I'm going to call them Fast Athletes. Also, it is unaffected by opponent's card effects with original levels or ranks that are lower than this card's. It's still affected by Link monsters, but notably, it's unaffected by other card effects. Very, very solid. On top of that, each time an FA spell or trap card is activated, you can increase this levels by 1, or this card's level by 1, and this is the most notable effect. If this card is level 7 or higher, any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. The reason this is absolutely insane is because having something like a Macrocosmos on legs is very, very good. It's just very solid. This card basically is the reason why level augmentation in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is so severely nerfed. And it's because this card was absolutely crazy. Just being able to get it to even a level 8 was oftentimes enough to just make it absolutely unstoppable. So, there you go. Now, why are we playing this with Metalfoes? Well, Metalfoes, if you don't know, destroy face-up cards in order to gain advantage, right? They destroy face-up cards to set any of their spells or traps from the deck directly onto the field. Now, why does this work with FAs? Well, all of the FA field spells have the effect where if it is face-up on the field and destroyed, they can add any FA card from their deck to their hand. So, they can float into more field spells, to float into more field spells, to float into more field spells, or they can go into Hang On Mock. And if you haven't used your normal summon, this guy is a great normal. All in all, that's mostly why it is used. Okay, pretty simple. So let's talk about all of the Metalfoe cards real quick. They're all just normal pendulums, 1 to 8 scales, very simple. They pop cards in order to gain advantage by setting things like Metalfoes Fusion for their fusion monsters. With that being said, they do have 2 effect monsters. The rest of them are normals. We have Bismagir, which when it is popped, or when it is destroyed on the field, you can add during the end phase any of your monsters. And Melcaster does the same thing except from the face-up extra deck, and instead of during the end phase, it is immediately. Pretty simple. All in all, very solid, and they're pendulums, so you gain that advantage as well. We are also playing Bow Baboon. This card is basically a pseudo Metalfoes card. When it's normal or special summoned, you can draw a card and then place a card either on the top or bottom of the deck. Also, if it is destroyed, you can special summon any number of Bow Baboons from your deck. So basically, you get to cycle through 3 different cards by just normal summoning this, popping it with a Metalfoe, and then special summoning out the other 2. Also gives you 2 materials on the field. Very, very solid. Moving on, we are playing a whole bunch of FA cards. Most notably is City Grand Prix. This card increases all FA monsters' levels by 2 during main phase and battle phase. All of the rest are either battle or main phase, respectively. So, not the greatest, but all of them do increase the level of your Hang On Mock. Very, very nice. So, if you were to, say, normal summon this, activate one of your field spells, this guy would immediately become a 7 during whatever phase it may be, during main or battle. All in all, very solid. We're also playing Test Run. This card just destroys a card. It's very, very solid. You change the battle position of an FA monster you control, and then destroy a card on the field. Very solid. Also, you can banish it to target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and then special summon an FA monster from your deck. Again, just added synergy since, you could destroy potentially a Boon, you could destroy you know, Abysmagear or what have you. Very, very solid. Then, of course, we are playing Metalfoes Counter and Metalfoes Combination, Metalfoes Fusion, and Parametalfoes Fusion. All in all, just pretty standard for Metalfoes. You fusion summon using the face-up extra deck, field, or hand. You fusion summon using the field or hand. You special summon it from, you special summon from deck when a card is destroyed, or you search when this card is destroyed. Very solid, very just nice overall. We're playing triple Metalfoes Mithrilium as well as one Ori Calc for our fusion summon targets. Mithrilium just shuffles 2 of your Metalfoes cards from the graveyard into the deck in order to target a card and return it to the hand. Ori Calc inflicts a double piercing battle damage, which honestly comes up more than its secondary effect, which, if it's if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you destroy a card on the field. Pretty solid. We are also playing one other fusion target in Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. We don't actually fusion summon this, because we get it out of our Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. This guy is a rank 7, which means that if we go into it with a Volflame and a Melcaster, that's like the only way to do it. We could technically also get it with Hang On Mock if it modulates its level to 7. That's probably why it's a little bit easier to make this guy with this deck. However, if you are able to make it and send it to the graveyard, you can then cheat out your Vortex Dragon. Vortex Dragon is crazy. You could just shuffle back one of your face-up Pendulum monsters to negate the activation of any card effect. Very, very solid. Just an Omni Negate on legs. So yeah, Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon doesn't really matter other than that effect. We are also playing Quantal Mech Beast Grand Pulse. The reason for that is because you can go into it with Bow Baboon, as well as I believe we're playing Silvered as a level 3 as well, and it's just extra back row removal. We're also playing one other rank 7 in the Dark Armed Dragon of Annihilation. This card is okay. It's just mostly another high attack point monster for your rank 7 plays. We're playing one Gravity Controller because we will be pendulum summoning, which allows us to just go into a Gravity Controller pretty easily. We're playing one Dryas because it allows us to link off the Bow Baboon, which is a plant monster, into a Link 1, which then can give us Cross Sheep, because Cross Sheep is absolutely insane and requires 2 monsters with different names. So a singular Bow Baboon and a Metalfoes allows us to get right into a Cross Sheep. We are also playing Geonator Transverser. We are playing Heavy Metalfoes Allogram, Triple Burst Dragon, and Berserker of the Tenyi. So let's hop into the deck replays and show how this deck works. Now, before we get into these duels, I just wanted to say that did you know almost 80%, over 80% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed? That's all. Alright, so here we are with the first replay, and I believe we are going first here. We actually drew pretty well. We drew Bow Baboon as well as a Metalfoe, which is enough. So we're going to draw one, and then we are going to put back that Parametalfoes Fusion. We are then going to activate the Silvered, pop the Bow Baboon, in order to set the the Parametalfoes Fusion. Not the full Metalfoes Fusion. We're going to special summon out the 2 Bow Baboons. Bow Baboon is going to activate. We're going to draw one, and then put one back, and then draw one and put one back. I'm going to put back the Hang On Mock because we've already normaled, and then we are going to draw another one, and we're going to put back the extra Stellan. We're going to activate the FA City, the FA City Grand Prix. We're going to pop our own Stellan in order to set counter. We're then going to activate the Melcaster. We're going to pop the City in order to set the combination. We're going to activate City in order to add the Hang On Mock. Can't normal summon it, feels bad. And then I'm going to go Dryas here. This is a mistake. Realistically, I should have just Exceed into the Super Quant. That's probably my best option, but I end up not doing that. We're going to then go for the Cross Sheep here, and then I'm going to Pendulum for 2, and then I will go into the Link of Berserker of the Tenyi. And then we'll just end the turn there. Berserker's just kind of big, so yeah. Even if it gets destroyed, we do have counter, as well as our other cards. They're going to activate their Marincess cards. They activate the Battle Ocean, as well as Stage. They're going to then link off into Sea Angel, and then activate the Sea Angel to search out another Battle Ocean. Which, I mean, sure. They're going to go to the end phase, and I'm going to flip up Combination, so that I can destroy it on my turn. So we are going to go to the main phase. We actually draw Bismugear here, which is okay. We're going to pop the combination here. They're going to pop our fusion spell, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of sad. And then they are going to pop our Metalfoes, which is not really the right choice, but I mean, sure. They're going to pop our Metalfoes. They're going to pop our fusion spell. We're going to set another fusion spell. I mean, sure. Metalfoes is going to activate as well as combination. So we are going to add a card from the deck. Or sorry, first we're going to special summon because I activate counter here. They're going to activate their Olenoides. Understandable. You can have your Olenoides. Yeah. So they special summon out their Olenoides. And then I am going to special summon out the Volflame. We're going to activate combination to search out Metalfoes. And then Metalfoes will add back the Silver. We're going to activate our Metalfoes here, and then Pendulum Summon for 1, 2, and that's it. Because Bismugear is a level 1, so we can't do that. We're going to go for the Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, and then we are going to go for the Fusion Summon. We're going to Fusion Summon out our Mithrilium, and we're going to ignore this next part. We're just going to it's fine, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing happened. See, nothing happened. We're going to then just go to battle and attack into the Marinza Sea Angel. Now, I can't destroy any of his water monsters by battle because of this card. So, that kind of sucks. We're going to then pop ourselves the water Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon in order to bring out the Vortex Dragon. We're also going to set another counter. Feels pretty good. We're going to activate our counter to add back the silver because I am dumb and don't know how my own cards work. This card specifically needs a card in the face-up Pendulum extra deck, face-up Pendulum monster in the face-up extra deck, which I immediately got rid of because I'm dumb. So, yeah, there's that. But it's fine, it's fine. They're just going to set one and pass. We're going to activate our Stellan in order to pop the Metalfoes, and then we are going to activate our counter here. They're going to bring back another Olenoides, and perfect. This is exactly what I want them to do because I'm going to pierce them to deal all of the damage that I need. We're going to special summon out Gold Driver. We're going to activate Mithrilium and return this spell or trap to the hand. Don't want to have to deal with it in case it's something like a Wall of Disruption or something along those lines. We're going to go for our fusion here. We are going to fuse for the Orichalc. And then we are going to Pendulum for the Volflame. Volflame is then going to pop our Gold Driver in order to set counter. Yeah, I don't know really why I did this, but it's fine. We're then going to attack in for 5200 and 5600 damage through double piercing battle damage. This card deals double piercing battle damage. Not just piercing, but double piercing. This card's dumb. Anyway, good game. Alright, here we are back again going first. And we drew Baboon again, so that's nice. So we're going to draw one, put one back. We're going to activate our Metalfoes. Metalfoes is going to pop the Baboon. We're going to set the counter. We are then going to activate Baboon. Pretty standard stuff. Baboon gets itself twice. We're going to draw one, return one. We're then going to activate ourselves the Grand Prix. We're going to pop our Metalfoes with our Volflame in order to set the fusion. We're then going to go into Dryas and then into Karashi because I'm dumb and keep Link summoning instead of Xyz summoning with those. So, it's fine. I go into Cross Sheep and then just pass the turn because I've already normaled. I forgot that I had already done that. They're going to pop our counter, which feels bad, but not a lot that we can do about that. They're going to go for themselves a gold gadget and a yellow gadget, and then link off into Diamond Crab King. Crab King is going to activate its effect to increase its attack to 3000. They're going to destroy our monster by battle, and then just switch itself to defense. Not a lot that I can do there. We still do have the fusion, which is important. And we draw actually a really solid draw. We're going to add back the Metalfoes here. And then we are going to normal summon the FA Hang On Mock. We're going to destroy our Grand Prix, our City Grand Prix, to search out the Circuit Grand Prix. We're going to activate our Hang On Mock to increase its level. We're then going to increase its level one more time. We're going to activate the Metalfoes here. I'm going to pop the Volflame in order to set combination. We are then going to activate our fusion spell in order to go for a fusion of Mithrilium. Obviously. That's just the best one to go for. We're going to shuffle back two of our Pendulum monsters. Now, this is a pretty big mistake, seeing as how this card is now not going to be able to float since we don't have anything in the face-up extra deck, nor in the graveyard. This card floats if it is sent to the graveyard. it floats into a Metalfoes Pendulum monster from the grave or face-up extra deck. So I made the mistake there. I probably should have shuffled back the Metalfoes as well as one of the monsters. That would have been better. But honestly, not that big of a deal. We're going to attack in and deal quite a bit of damage because of the additional 2 levels as well as 600 attack. So yeah, they're down to 3,000, but they activate their Gold Gadget and then immediately Torrential Tribute. Now, one thing with Gold Gadget, it does have a floating effect. However, you cannot use its on-summon effect as well as the floating effect in the same turn. So they actually don't get a whole lot off of this. They are going to Torrential Tribute our board though, which is pretty bad. But we can just activate Counter here in order to special summon another one of our monsters. And with only a yellow gadget, not a whole lot that they can do. However, we do summon out the Volflame. They search out their green gadget, which we now know that they have 2 of. And then they are going to activate Iron Call. They're going to special summon out their Gold Gadget, and then Exi off into a Diamond Crab King. Diamond Crab King is then going to attack into the Volflame, and at this point, I'm not entirely sure that I can actually kill them here. We'll try. During the end phase, we're going to activate Combination in order to just have it face up so that we can destroy it with Melcaster. We're going to actually draw into Test Run, which is like one of the worst draws in the deck, but not a lot that we can do. We're going to add back the Volflame off of our counter. We're going to pop the Combination to search out our Gold Driver. We are going to then scale up the Volflame. We're going to activate Volflame. We're going to pop our FA Field spell. We're going to set the only other spell that we can in full Metalfoes Fusion. We're going to add the Hang On Mock. We are then going to Pend Summon for 2. And then we are going to activate Test Run, set our guy to Sideways, and destroy their monster. We're then going to increase the level of our monster by a bit, attack in for 1900, still not quite lethal, so not a lot that I can do there. They're going to activate off the top, boot up order gear change, which actually does matter. So they're going to activate their green gadget to search out red here, and then they are going to activate the effect of their boot up order, pitch the red, search out their, I forget what this guy is called, but yeah, they're going to search him out in order to special summon him by pitching the 2 gadgets that they had. They're going to pop a card, and then he's going to attack into Gold Driver. Yep. End on that. Not a whole lot more that he can do. We still have the advantage of a fusion summon. So we're just going to go for the fusion summon here. We're going to shuffle back a few monsters, put this guy back into the hand, and then attack in for lethal. No point in really complicating this. We could have popped another card to get another search, but it doesn't really do anything. So we'll just end there. Alright, so here we are. This time without Bao Baboon. However, we're still going first. Because a lot of people actually want you to go first in gold. I don't know why that's the case, but it is. Anyway, we're going to activate our FA Grand Prix, and then we are going to pop it with a Volflame to set the counter. Grand Prix is going to search out Hang On Mock here. We're going to activate, normal the Hang On Mock. We're going to then activate the City Grand Prix, and then make it a 7. Gold Driver is going to activate. We're going to pop the the Grand Prix in order to set a combination, and then we're going to Pendulum out the Silver. Am I bad? Yeah, I'm pretty bad. Realistically, I should have set the Silvered, and then not popped anything, and then pendulumed it out, and then we would have had this. But we wouldn't have had combination, so, I don't know. I could have popped the Silvered as well. And I'm really sad after seeing this Vashetta come down that this is the way that things have gone. They're going to pop our Volflame, which I don't know why they did that, but we're going to counter with our Bismugear. So Bismugear comes out, and then they are going to scale up their Magispector cards in order to go for Fox. Fox is then going to search out their Tempest, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of annoying, but not too big of a deal. They're going to end the turn, and I'm just going to activate our combination here. So, we're going to draw for turn. They didn't even attack into my Bismugear, which makes me sad. We're going to add back the Volflame on draw phase, and then we actually draw into a Grand Prix, an FA Off-Road Grand Prix. So, we are going to increase the level of Hang On Mock, so now it is a 7. An 8. So we're going to pop our combination in order to set the Metalfoes Fusion. We're going to search out Melcaster here. We are then going to scale up the Volflame. We're going to then pop our Bismugear, and then we are going to set a counter. Bismugear is going to activate so that we get the search during the end phase. We are then going to go for the Fusion Summon. We're going to Fusion Summon using our card on field so that this card goes to the extra deck. We're then going to go for Mithrilium, because of course. We're going to activate Mithrilium. We are going to return a card to the hand. We're going to choose this guy. It does get negated, and destroyed. Feels bad. Not a whole lot that we can do about that. So our card does end up getting destroyed. Feels bad. But for some reason, I don't know why. If someone could please explain this. Why does this card not go to the face-up extra deck? Instead, it gets tributed, but gets banished instead. I don't know why that's the case with Hang On Mock on the field, because it should go to the face-up extra deck. I'm not entirely sure. Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanics and stuff. But we're going to special summon out the Bismugear off of the floating effect of our Mithrilium. We're then going to Pendulum summon out 2 monsters. We're then going to link off into the Allogram and then link off into Tenyi. We're then going to proceed to battle phase and attack into this Vashetta. Notably, Vashetta actually does go to the grave, even though we have Hang On Mock on the field, because Hang On Mock decreases due to off-road only activating during the main phase. Or only giving the additional levels during the main phase. Feels bad, not a lot we can do about that. Our guy will eventually go back up to the level 8. But we're going to add a Volflame during the end phase here. They just immediately end the turn. I don't know what they ended up drawing. They didn't even activate their Vashetta to get rid of something like the Tenyi. So I don't know what was going on there. But we are going to pop our field spell, and then our field spell is going to activate. We're also going to activate counter, and we are going to special summon out one of our pendulum monsters, or our Metalfoes monsters. I'm just going to go with the biggest guy, so there you go. We're going to grab up the FA Test Run, and then Hang On Mock is going to increase its level to 7. Test Run is going to flip it sideways, and we're going to pop their Supercell. We're just going to flip this guy, as well as make him level 8, and then we will Pendulum summon for 3 really big dudes, and just proceed to battle and wipe him out. Bada bing, bada boom. Hit him with the Hang On Mock. Alright, here we are, once again, going first. I know all of these replays are going first. I normally try to go second, or, try and use both of them. Both the going first and going second. But no one wanted me to go second, so I ended up just always going first. So yeah. We draw Balbaboon, so there's that. So we're going to Balbaboon. Sir, we actually drew into another Hang On Mock, so I returned one of the Hang On Mocks. But we had 2 Silvereds and 2 Hang On Mocks, and it's very funny. We're going to go Balbaboon, Balbaboon. We also set a counter, so there's that. Balbaboon is going to draw into Gold Driver, finally. So we're going to return the Silvered, and then we're going to draw into Volflame, and I actually accidentally returned the Gold Driver. Realistically, should have returned the Hang On Mock. I forgot that I had already normaled. I'm bad. We're going to activate Volflame here. We are going to pop ourselves the Field Spell. Field Spell is then going to search out another Field Spell, and we're going to set Combination. We're going to then Pendulum summon out this guy, and then activate the Grand Prix, which makes him a level 7. We're then going to go into Grand Pulse, just because it's the best card that we can kind of go into. We're going to end the turn there. We have Combination as well as Counter, Grand Pulse, and Hang On Mock. They're going to normal summon out their Squire in order to special summon out the Eidos, and then activate their Zaborg, or tribute their Zaborg. Zaborg is going to pop our Grand Pulse, and then we're going to go into Bismugear. They're going to attack into our Hang On Mock. Feels bad. Not a lot we can do about that. During the end phase, once again, we are going to flip up the Combination. We're going to draw into Metalfoes Fusion. That sucks, but not a lot we can do. We're going to set another counter by popping the Combination. Combination is going to search Stellan, and then we are going to pop ourselves this the City. We're going to go for full Metalfoes Fusion. We're going to search out the Hang On Mock here. We are then going to activate the Fusion spell. We're going to fuse off with the 2 Metalfoes cards into Mithrilium. Mithrilium is going to activate. We are going to shuffle back 2 cards. We're going to target that back row. It turns out to be the Prime Monarch. Okay, good to know. We now know that that is one of their cards in hand, and it doesn't really do anything. So we're just going to let it return to the hand. We're going to then activate Counter in order to add back the Bismugear so that I can set it, because I want it to be destroyed. So there we go. We're going to then Pendulum summon out the Hang On Mock. It's only level 4. Nothing really that we can do about that. We're going to attack into everything and just clear the board there. We still have a counter as well as a full Metalfoes Fusion, which is very nice. They draw into another Eidos, so they're going to activate that. Or, sorry, not Eidos, Edia. Then they're going to go for Thestalos. They're going to Tribute Summon and then attack into the Mithrilium. Mithrilium doesn't have a target to float into, so we are just going to activate our counter to special summon out the Metalcaster. So, we draw into Silvered here, pretty nice. We're going to flip up the Bismugear, we're going to pop it with our Volflame. Volflame is going to set the Metalfoes fusion. Bismugear is going to activate, not that big of a deal. We're going to activate our fusion in order to go for, once again, a Mithrilium. Same combination on the field and in the extra deck. We're going to activate Mithrilium, we're going to target the 2 fusions, and we're going to give them back their Thestalos, because I'm pretty sure this is a Prime Monarch. Not too much to deal with. We're going to banish our counter to add back the Metalcaster. Then we are going to normal summon our Stellan, or our Silvered, to go for a Cross Sheet. And then we will Pendulum summon out our 2 monsters that we had. So we're going to attack in for quite a bit of damage, but since we have the full Metalfoes fusion, we can go for lethal damage here. So I'm going to go and activate the full Metalfoes to go for Ori Calc, and then we are going to get the effect of Cross Sheep as well on the fusion to go for Hang On Mock. The reason I go for Hang On Mock is no reason in particular. We have lethal there, so we just attack in and end the game. So, all in all, I don't think that this deck is better than the True Draco version of the deck. However, it is very nice. Having access to just a destroy a card, it's also non-targeted, by the way. Non-target card destruction of any card is very nice, on top of the fact that having something like a Macrocosmos on legs is also very nice. It is a little bit difficult to set up. You do need to see a lot of your FA cards in particular, which, I mean, if you have the right hand, like for example, a field spell, as well as at least 2 of your Metalfoes and the Hang On Mock, it can be pretty nice, but all in all, it's really not worth it most of the time. So I would much rather, I don't want to say I would much rather, but I think it's better to play the True Draco style. But all in all, I think this is a very fun deck. I love Hang On Mock. It's one of my favorite cards, just in general. You know, them fast athletes really do be fast, you know. So I really like the deck. I will probably play this over the actual True Draco style. And yeah, that's it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.